Pop quiz, hot shot, like I said. What does a high-end camera have in common with a low-end prosumer, consumer DSLR camera? Welcome everybody to another episode of Light Hill Academy, where we share our experience so you can become better filmmakers. Did you catch that? You should have if you've watched some of our videos already. Guys, today it's all about giving you a tip. Yeah, it's not the financial kind, it's the informational kind. So stick around. Welcome back, guys. Pop quiz. Where have you heard that line? That comes straight out of, you've guessed it, Speed, where Dennis Hopper's character faced off against Keanu Reeves and where he's threatening to blow off Harry's head. Yeah. Okay. Pop quiz, hot shot, like I said. What does a high-end camera have in common with a low-end prosumer, consumer DSLR camera? Yes, I know it's an iris and lens and a shutter, but it's none of those things. Actually, it's a bit of a trick question, but I'm going to give you the answer anyway. It's an internal menu system. Now, for some of you guys that are a bit older that have joined our channel, or for those of you who love 80s movies, who doesn't love a good Rambo or Dolph Lundgren movie, you have the reporter there with that big camera on his shoulder. That is called an ENC camera, or actually an ENG camera, electronic news gathering cameras. So that also has an internal menu system, but it's for running and gunning. So a lot of the functions that you can have quick access to is on the outside of the camera. Modern day cameras or DSLRs like the Sony A7S Mark II, Mark III and Mark IV, the Sony X3, those cameras now have all buttons on the outside, and it helps you when you're running and gunning and you're shooting an interview now and then a B-roll later, that you can quickly have access to functions that you can change on the fly. Now, when you're shooting something like a feature film, like a TV series or music video, high-end commercial, most of those settings is pre-programmed by the first camera assistant in the morning, and then the camera guy just picks it up and he shoots, and he barely touches any of the camera functions. Now, I was shooting Wordfeest this year. I was a camera operator, and that's exactly what we did. We set up the camera for the shoot of the day, and I basically just worked with the focus and the iris. I didn't do any other internal changes or used any internal functions. But when I'm shooting documentaries or I'm running and gunning, I make use of those functions all the time. And when I have quick access to that functions, it just makes my shooting efficient and effective, and I don't get frustrated trying to find that one setting that I want to change quickly when I'm trying to get a shot that's going to be gone in a moment. Now, guys, when it comes to the Canon 700D or most Canon DSLRs that's a little bit older, they have what they call a favorites menu, and I definitely use that menu. So if you have a Canon camera, this is for you. Yes, so when it comes to the Canon 700D or Rebel T5i, the one that we're using, I've also shot with the 5D, the 60D, the 70, all those cameras, Canon cameras have, and they were older models. They were models between 2012 and 2016. They all had a favorites menu. Now, how do you access the favorites menu on your Canon camera? You click on the menu button on the back of your camera, and you'll see when you're scrolling over the menu icons, you have a star right at the end. Now, if you click or access that star, you'll see there's a menu option called menu settings. You go into those menu settings and you have two options there: register a menu item or delete an item. Now, to add items for quick access, you just click on the register option and you can add items there, like your shutter speed. You can add your white balance options, any option, or in my case, menu functions or camera functions that I use a lot, I put in there. What you can also do is you can delete some items there, and it's easily deletable. Now, guys, what does this allow you to do? When you're running and gunning, you can have quick access to it. I find it very frustrating sometimes when I'm on a shoot and I'm busy with a camera and I quickly want to make a change and I have to go through the menu settings to do that. I like to press a button or at least have a quick access menu that I can list all the functions of the camera that I use on a regular basis to be able to access that quickly. Guys, as always, please like and subscribe. It would just really help our channel out. And please leave a comment. What is your favorite function that you like to use on a camera? We'd like to hear from you. And we like to hear from you so much that 2 o'clock at night, I'm scrolling through YouTube, reading your comments, because I just love them so much. And of course, I'm not sleeping at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking up huge and amazing ideas for great movies. Also, guys, if you like to learn more about videography, cinematography, directing, storytelling, shooting a music video, if you like to learn more about those things and get actual experience while you're learning, we want to offer you our Light Hill Academy internship program. Please check the link in the description or the link in this video as it is coming up on your screen right now. As always, I'm going to leave you with my quote for the day: failure is never fatal.